Today we're going to take a look at a deck that came in 3rd place in last week's Modern Challenge. This is Bring to Light Scapeshift, piloted by FREAKINIGHTMARE. Teamer Bring to Light Control Scapeshift used to be the default Scapeshift version, but its popularity waxed and waned throughout the years until people eventually started going towards a more aggressive Titan Shift deck. Then people realized that Scapeshift wasn't the best thing you can do with Primeval Titan, and so they all switched over to Amulet Titan, and so Scapeshift has kind of just been in a lull for a while now. However, Bring to Light Scapeshift has recently come back into the metagame due to some updates by a few new cards. And by a few new cards, I mean the entire deck is retooled. Like, there's literally only one non-land card that's not Bring to Light or Scapeshift that has been printed before 2019. Like, this deck is entirely new. See if you can tell me what it is in the comments below. Now, without further ado, hit a like on this video for the YouTube algorithm, and let's jump right into the deck. At its core, this deck is a combo deck that aims to get up to 7 lands as fast as possible and then cast a copy of Scapeshift. Scapeshift gets 1 Valakut and 6 mountains, getting 6 Valakut triggers on the stack, which will deal 18 damage to your opponent, which is normally enough to kill them. If it's not, you can just wait till 8 lands, get 2 Valakuts and 6 mountains, and deal 36 damage. Because we only run 1 copy of Scapeshift, the deck runs 4 copies of Bring to Light as Scapeshift number 2 through 5. Bring to Light is an incredibly flexible tutor that we have some 1-ofs in for, and it also mitigates the downside of drawing 2 copies of Scapeshift in the early to mid game. The ramp pieces in this deck are Arboreal Grazer and Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Dryad is possibly one of, if not the best card in the deck. Making all your lands mountains makes Valakut criminally easy to enable, and it makes it so fetches get 2 Valakut triggers. We have 2 walkers in this deck, Teferi and Wrenn and 6. Wrenn and 6 is an all-star, letting us get back fetches and pinging down small creatures. Teferi is here because he's Teferi, and the uptick letting us play Bring to Light or Scapeshift at flash speed is just great. Because we're running 4 colors, we get to run Omnath. You know how good this card is already, but he's incredibly synergistic in our deck, letting us enable Bring to Light immediately if we have a fetch land right after we play him. We're running Prismatic Ending because we're a deck playing white and modern, and we also have 4 copies of Expressive Iteration as a 2-mana divination. Our last couple cards in the deck are 2 1-ofs that we can search off of Bring to Light if the situation calls for it. We have Supreme Verdict if we're starting to get overrun by creatures, and we have a Valky that we can cast as its backside Tibalt because of a weird rules interaction with double-faced cards. More than not, Tibalt should be good enough to win the game if we can't get up to 7 lands. The mana base is a bit weird here because we are a 4-color deck that also has to make sure we have enough mountains to enable Valakut after Scapeshift. This issue actually came up relatively often as I was streaming this. We only have 9 mountain types in the deck, so we can only fetch 3 of them pre-Scapeshift if we want to win without Dryad. Dryad, of course, can mitigate this whole issue. The mountain lands we have are Ketria Triome, Ralgren Triome, Savai Triome, Sacred Foundry, Steam Vents, and Stomping Ground. For non-mountain shocks, we have Temple Garden and Breeding Pool. We're running the full 4 Valakut because with Dryad, we can sometimes just end the game with just Valakut and land drops, especially if we have 2 Valakuts, so we want to maximize that consistency as much as possible. We have 10 fetches made up of Misty Rainforest, Windswept Heath, and Flooded Strand, and we have 1 of each non-mountain basic. For the sideboard, we have a few sweet 1-ofs that we can get off of Bring to Light if the situation calls for it. We have Unmoored Ego for combo decks, Anger of the Gods if we need a second sweeper, Fury against small creature decks, and a Crumble to Dust against primarily Tron. I debated bringing it in against Urza's Saga and a couple of the matchups, but I feel like it's personally too slow, but it may be correct. So let me know what you think in the comments below. We have a Singleton Ashiok against Amulet and Graveyard decks, and the rest of the sideboard has a bunch of 2-ofs, mainly Endurance for Graveyard and Mill, Veil of Summer for counter and discard, Mystical Dispute against blue decks, Force of Vigor against Hammer Time and Artifacts, and Chalice of the Void against Cascade and any 1-drop heavy lists. Before we get into the gameplay, I'm streaming Modern Leagues a ton on Twitch now, so if you want to hop in there and tell me my mistakes as I make them instead of in the comments below, just hop right over there, link is in the description. Now, without further ado, let's hop right onto the gameplay. We're on the die roll. Yeah. I mean, we have a turn, probably just a turn 3 iteration. I hope to draw, like, I don't know, some Ketria Triome, Segu. Ruin Catacomb. Oh, God. This is like, this is a Thoughtseize deck, isn't it? No. A bird. Unfortunately, I have no way to bolt that. I'll just cast one of these iterations. I mean, I guess I'm hitting my land drops. Another bird. Is this like Vizier or something? Ah, Vizier combo. So I have 0 interaction points with this right now. I guess I Teferi bounce it. Yeah, I just have to Teferi bounce the Vizier in order to not die. Find an island, that's good. Grist. So sack a bird to kill Teferi. Nope, they're just upticking. Are they stuck on lands? They are. Actually, am I interested in just upticking and then flashing in Supreme Verdict? That's probably better, right? And then I can BTL. That's a Dryad. So uptick Teferi. So I hold up Supreme Verdict or Expressive Iteration. They also just can't kill Teferi. I mean, I guess they can sack the insect to it. 3 Ewits. Getting back Catacombs. Find an Overgrown Tomb. There's Devoted Druid. Okay. They're gonna sack something to blow up Teferi. Sack the insect, sure. I think I'd rather just Expressive Iteration. Ending. Okay, so red and 6 into hand, Grazer and bottom, ending in exile, and then ending the Druid. I'll go. Land. Not the land we were hoping for, but a land nonetheless. So I'll just Iteration plus probably red and 6 here. Iteration first. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to click that, but I guess it works. So now I can recast Teferi. I kind of don't want to do that and do an open grist. So I just shock this, cast Dryad, and then play Valakut and kill Grist. Yes, there you go. And this is why Dryad is especially good in this deck. Yeah, this deck's sweet. This deck's fun. Good old BTL2. So next turn I can just Scapeshift and kill them. Is this another Grist? It is another Grist. I'm assuming that my Dryad's dying here. There's the Devoted Druid. I'll take 2. End step. Sacred Foundry. Okay. So I'm just gonna want to red and 6. Uptick for Misty. Omnath. Draw a Iteration. Sure. So Misty. Gain 4. Crack it. For, I guess it doesn't matter. Well, I guess not a mountain, right? So Forest. Get 4 mana. Cast Bring to Light for 4 colors. Scapeshift. Cast Scapeshift. Omnath is a completely fair magic card. Don't at me. Oh my god, I forgot Omnath triggers a shit zillion times. Alright, game 2. So I want Unmoored Ego. Please, I want Anger of the Gods. Fury's good. I'm gonna trim it to Fairy. Cuts in this deck is so hard because I can't cut lands and I have 28 of these fuckers. I guess I'll trim an Iteration and trim a second Teferi because Teferi isn't that great in this matchup. Yeah, sounds good. Hey, look, a bird. So we grab Temple Guard and ending this guy. Actually, do we even do that? Like, I'd rather save an ending for, like, something else that's way more impactful, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna get a Catcher Triumph. I'm not gonna ending the bird. Did not mean to get that Triumph, but whatever. I meant to get a white Rogran Triumph. Vizier. Yeah, so that's getting ending. Yeah, see, it wouldn't even matter if I ending to the bird there. That's a great draw. I could also Fury here. Yeah, Vizier's a 2-1. Yeah, so red and 6, ping the Vizier. For some reason, I thought Vizier was a 2-2. Another one. I mean, I guess we just ping that down too. They're stuck on lands here. Plains. Okay. So we can ping that. Yeah, not gonna lie. I don't know why they played the second Vizier into red and 6. I'm guessing it was bait so that it didn't ping the bird, but it still seems a little loose to me if that's their main win con. Play a Plains, run out a Dryad, then play a Triumph. Alright. Go. They're gonna get back a Vizier. Oh no. This is the second time this match that Ewit has gotten them back a land. Oh, we just drew the fetch too, if that works. Omnath is here. Draw another one. Get back the Misty. Play with the Misty. Oh, I can get the third one too, right? Oh, because I have a second land drop, right? So crack the Misty for an island. Get some mana. Play a Flooded Strand. Now I'll wipe your board. Kill your board. And swing with the Dryad. I'll hold this fetch up just because I can tap it for mana anyway. And if I draw a Valakut, that's one more trigger off of the Valakut. Scoop it up. Yeah, sounds good. Darksteel Citadel? Oh. So this is Affinity, right? This isn't Hammer Time. I'm kind of interested in ending the Springleaf Drum here. Is that wrong? Yeah, I'm just gonna ending this. I'm not ending this drum. I made up my mind. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. There you go. I debated for a solid minute with myself on whether to ending this drum or not, but it's kind of like bolting a bird, right? Another drum, sure. Oh, so if they had a 2-drop, then they can't play it. Yeah, that was a good play. Okay. I'm satisfied with my decision. And red and 6. I'm killing this Memmonite here. Killing Memmonite. Galv lost my red and 6? Sure, that's fine. I mean, I'd rather it not happen, but... Plating. Okay. Yeah, so their hand is just relatively bad. So we get to Iteration here. Iteration. Don't really know what I expected here. I'll check Steam Vents in hand. That's the second time that's happened. So go. I'm going to be getting smacked for a decent amount if they play like a Ginger Brute or something. If it's any other creature, I'll just bounce it with Teferi. Welding Jar. Got any creatures? Yes, you do. A 4/4 creature. And equip plating to it? Sure. That's a big boy. Holy shit, that's a 10/4. I'll correct Misty. Tria, I guess? Alright, Grazer. So I just can't play that this turn because I'm going... I would like to have a untapped Screen Source, but unfortunately I don't. So I'll bounce the Companion. Valakut is a good draw. I guess I'll just play the Triome and say go. So I probably just Time Walked him, right? Like, I'd imagine they just gonna do the same thing they just did. Thought Monitor. Shadow Spear. And the Companion, sure. So ideally I just want to get to the point where I can kill them as fast as possible. Uptick. So here I can... If I really wanted to, I could just BTL for... I mean, I could just BTL for Supreme Verdict. So I go Dryad, go Valakut, bolt the Thought Monitor, yes. And then, so I play Grazer, put in Steam Vents, bolt the Companion, and then fetch this for a tapped Triome and bolt the Companion. Dryad does it again, baby. Oh, they're regenerating. Why didn't I see that? I'm stupid. Luckily, they don't have enough to equip both of these while still being able to attack with it, so it'll just be the 5/5. I'm assuming they're coming at Teferi, right? Yeah. Yeah, so Teferi just dies. Well, good news. Now I can just kill them. Float some mana. BTL. Yep, scoop it up. Alright, so against Affinity, I want Force of Vigor. Admittedly, Anger of the Gods isn't the best since it doesn't kill the 4 toughness creatures, but I think I'm still going to bring it in. I don't think Chalice is very good. I think Fury's pretty good. So I'll just bring in these 4. I'll take out Valky because I don't ever see me actually grabbing that in this matchup. God, this deck is so hard to cut with. I think I'll trim an Omnath and I'll trim a couple Teferis. Like, I don't know how to board. This deck is so hard to board with. Yeah. Hopefully they don't play anything worth ending on turn 1, so I can just play a Ren and 6 into Teferi. Saga. So they have a drum, yeah. And a jar. And a Memnite. So here I'll take the line again of ending their drum again. So now they can't make Saga tokens. So I think I'll just make them sack the Welding Jar. They don't sack it. Okay, that works too. If they Gal Blast this, that's fair enough. They scoop up the match, okay. We can't Grazer turn 1, but I think this hand's still good. We have Teferi and the mana to cast it, so... Catch Rare Triumph, say go. So I'll probably just Grazer next turn. Glasspool, sure. It's probably Merfolk. Yeah, it's definitely Merfolk with that Waterlogged Grove. So you have a Trickster up. So I'll just make you play the Trickster. Counterspell. Sveloon. Alright. I'll correct this Misty now. So I'm gonna Iteration first to try to hit a land. If I don't hit a land to cast this Teferi, that's just unfortunate. I mean, I hit a land, but I can't cast the Teferi this turn, so... BTL to hand. No, I want Dryad. Exile the Triome and play the Triome. Say go. I have 28 lands in this deck. I mean, I guess I hit 1, but, like, not very many of them are tapped. I'll just chump block with the Grazer. There's no reason in keeping it around. They pass. So they're kind of telegraphing Counterspell here. I'll just jam Teferi. It's not going to resolve, but we'll try it. Yep, there it is. Lord Magicus tweeted this meme the other day, and it perfectly describes this situation. Play Valakut, Sego. So next turn, Trickster, sure. So here... Draw another one. I go to 14. They pass. So this is looking kind of bad. So what would I rather resolve, Dryad or Omnath? I'd probably rather resolve Omnath, right? So this Dryad is a must counterspell. I mean, I'm just hoping they don't have 2 counterspells, right? Like that's my hope. It resolves? I did not expect that. So I just bolt face. So does that mean this resolves too? So they just have... What the hell? Fetch land? Right in 6. That's fine too. So what's in their hand? Just like Tricksters? Coco. I'm just dead. Yeah, I'm just dead. That's unfortunate. So bring in Anger, bring in Fury, bring in Mystical Dispute. I'll take out Ren and 6. I guess I'll trim a Teferi as well. And just run it like this. This hand's rough. I can Fury. I'm gonna mulligan this. Oh my lord. Put a BTL and Grazer on bottom. Actually, no. I'll just put the second BTL on the bottom. Just both BTLs because I only have 2 lands in hand. Alright, let's get a Temple Garden. And Arboreal Grazer for the Valakut. Say go. So if they have, like, I'm just hitting a Vial if they have it. Nice. That's a land. So I just hope hitting this screws them over. Hope they kept a land light hand. And say go. Lord? Nothing. So that was a bad draw. So I guess I just ran with this Dryad into a counterspell because I have a second one. Yeah. I was guessing they were holding up counterspell, but like I can't not play creatures. Tide Shaper. Hitting Valakut. So they are short on lands, so that was a good play. Okay. So now I get to run out Dryad into a forest. And so you go. Play a land. Sveloon. So what's our best draw? Not that. Whatever our best draw is, it was not that. So what is our best draw? Probably like Teferi? Silvergill Adept revealing a Tide Shaper. Swing around Sveloon. I'll just block with a Dryad. So that's good if we draw one more land. They reveal the Tide Shaper again. They find another land. So now they're holding a counterspell. Their Phyrexian Arena is kind of annoying. Argo. So there's a Triome. I'll kill the Tide Shaper. Crack a Grove in response, sure. Tide Shaper down. So now we got 2 Valakuts. So now a fetch is a phenomenal draw. So now I can realistically just kill. Okay, that's annoying. I mean, I guess they revealed this. So I should have known it was coming. So fetch is still probably one of our best draws. Another one? Holy fuck. Cyclist Triumph. Valky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're 1 mana off just hardcasting this. Yeah, I'll just pass and try to draw out land and hardcast this next turn. So there you go. Probably just exiling Sveloon with it. Okay, so now they're just holding up counterspell. So now they're just holding up a fuck ton of counterspells. So here I can play Valky and try to bait out a counterspell. I doubt they'll bite on it, but if they do, I'll see their hand anyways. Subtlety? Oh boy, so we just get to kill them. I'll chuck it on the bottom. So now they just die. Once they have a force. Show me force, I'm scooping. We got there, baby. Sack all the lands. Or 2 Valakuts. And I guess just a bunch of fetches. 2 Valakuts and a bunch of fetches. Blah. We somehow got there on a multi-5. We somehow did it. I'm just gonna run it back. Actually, I'll trim a Grazer for a Veil. Hand's really slow. Yeah, I can't keep this. This isn't much better, but I'm not going to 5. Although we did win last game, I'm not gonna count on doing it again. Glasspool Shore. Play Valakut, say go. So now we can curve. I mean, assuming they don't have counter spells, we can curve Teferi into Omnath and a BTL. Tide Channel Pathway. Tide Shaper? Okay, thank God. Silvergill Adept revealing Master. I would have really loved a 2-drop there, but I'll just get Rainforest for a Triumph. All my Triumphs are islands, which does kind of suck. Eighth Vial, sure. Spreading Seas my Valakut. Sure. I got a 18. I'll find the Raugryn Triumph for a white source. And so now we get to run out of Teferi and bounce. Am I crazy for just wanting to uptick? Because if I bounce the Vial, this dies, and I really want to resolve Omnath the next one. Yeah, I'm just going to uptick this. And if I bounce the Adept, they just get to replay it and draw another card, and I'm not a huge fan of that. So yeah, I'll just uptick and say go. Play another Pathway. A Master. And, oh. Right, they have mutable. Okay. So Teferi dies. Or go iteration. So here I get to Omnath plus Fury and wipe their board. Green for Omnath. Draw a Misty. That's great. So now I can just evoke Fury and exile their board. Hope to do have a Subtlety. Nice. So just 2 each of those. So next turn is one of those places where I kind of just want a BTL for a Tibble, right? Sveloon, nice. If they hold up counterspell mana, I'm not going to do that. Lord, perfect. So what could they could Trickster my Omnath on upkeep. I'm fine with that. Yeah, so they're going to Trickster my Omnath on my upkeep. Yeah, I'm fine with that, honestly. Valakut. So in that case... So I know I'm BTLing, but I don't know what I'm getting yet. I'm debating a Supreme Verdict, but I don't think that's that great. Anger? What does that kill? Anger kills everything except Sveilun. So what does Tibalt take up to? So it goes 5 to 7. That doesn't do it. So I could just Tibalt. Valky exiles Sveilun, then dies, and I can play it. I think I should have to get Valakut. And then exile Sveilun. Yeah, so I deliberated for a solid like 3 minutes on what to get here. I ended up grabbing Tibalt because it gets rid of their draw engine and a sizably powered threat, but I don't know if that was correct. Let me know what you would get in the comments down below. So if I exile this, yeah. So I got a 7, they can kill it. Yeah, I'll just exile Sveilun. It's not the best, but... So now I can play that next turn. Because I only had 5 lands, so yeah. Maybe there's a better play, I don't know. They cracked their Waterlog Grove in response to the Vile uptick. They also have a Mutavault. Yeah, Tibalt was just super dead if I upticked. I'm good with just killing the Sveilun. Like, at worst, Sveilun is a Phyrexian arena for 1 turn that I just suicide into their board. I mean, depending on what they have in their hand, I might just be dead, right? Tide Shaper. So I'm not dead, thank God. So I'm guessing Tibalt's just dying here, and I'm taking 3. So Tibalt dead. I go to 8. Okay. Hopefully they don't have another Trickster. That'd actually be backbreaking. Thank God. Okay. Do I want to ending anything? I probably just want to ending the Island Walk Lord, right? So blue, 1 for Sveilun. And then fetch for probably just a mountain, right? Like any variant of mountain. Triome. Get some mana and ending the Island Walk Lord. And Sego. They uptick their Aether Vial. Play another Mutavault. And pass? That's great for us. They vial in... What speed drop do they have? Another Sveilun? Glass Pool on... That's annoying. Tap down Omnath. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me attack with Sveilun first. She'll die, but that's fine. Triumph. They don't block? The question is, do I have enough mountains in my deck? I think I do, right? Because I'm just minus 1, 2, 3, 4 mountains. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mountains. I don't think I would have mountains in my deck, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so this is one of the spots about how you have to be really conscious about the mountains that you fetch, because I could have killed them here if I didn't fetch as many mountains, but on the other hand, I was trying to kill them off just dropping mountains into Valakut, so I was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You just have to watch out for that when you're playing games with this deck. Well, what do I want to hit if I cycle this Triumph? I'm just going to cycle this, see what I can find. BTO. So I just play Valakut and pass and hope they don't draw a Lord. So if they draw a Lord, I die. If they draw anything else, I'm fine. Okay. I don't think they found a Lord. So I'm going to 1. Alright, I'm going to 1. Okay. They have Counterspell up too. So I lead with Dryad. It resolves. So now I can just Scapeshift and kill them. We got there. They scoop it up. Let's go. All in all, I really enjoyed this deck. It seems very powerful, a lot of fun to pilot, and it ended up getting me to a 4-1 finish with the league. What do you think? Have you tried this deck? What would you do to make it differently? Let me know in the comments down below. Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, TCG Player affiliate, all in the description down below. And as always, have a great day.